Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Girls One Ticket, Lauren and Brogan.
It's Lauren's birthday.
So, not a birthday person, 211.
No. So we're all going to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you. Can't wait to celebrate tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
We're totally going.
Sorry for missing last week. That was totally my fault. I escaped to Bend, Oregon, which I love,
Oh, she
and
did invite me.
just did not have it in me. Um, but I was sad. I was hoping to seek a little bit of snow, and there was no snow. And of course, the day after we left, there was 7 inches of snow. So,
Yeah, I timed that poorly. Do you ever ski Mount Bachelor?
yes, that's the closest mountain, and, went up there looking for a little snow. There were plenty of people skiing, but it just wasn't, great snow, but doing better than other parts of the country. With such little snow, the worry is, the fire season, which gets so bad up there in the summer just because they don't have rain. Really, everything comes from the snow, so that was a big topic, but hopefully it starts dumping. Looks like a big, front moving west, at least for
Oh,
Utah, everywhere,
big
Oregon.
front. That was
Yeah, so
meteorologist terms. Look at you go.
yes, I know.
You
I
do it
gotta
all.
keep you up to date with West Coast. I keep the South Florida covered, so
That's
gotta
true.
do my best. We are back. We're excited. Feel like we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, Super Bowl, Olympics, and let's start it off. Give it up for the Seattle Seahawks.
Who called that one?
Brogan never wavered, never
Nope.
faltered all season. It was Sam, 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 and now Super Bowl champions.
Very well deserved. Could not be happier.
Very well deserved. Very boring game, have to say.
It was pretty uneventful. I think, yeah, the lack of
Uneventful.
touchdowns was not exciting.
Yeah, I mean, definitely did not get the over for bettors out there. Seattle just their defense is so good. I mean, they looked
Mhm.
good. They played well the entire game. They deserved it. I am not a Patriots fan. I feel sorry for Kendall Jenner and who else put big was it Drake? The usual bettors that put $1 million on Patriots.
Well, I thought Kendall Jenner, they
Bad
were just
bet.
going against, like, the other sisters or something. Like, did they actually have skin in the game? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think she just said remember she was actually on the late night show or Jimmy Fallon and she called Tom Brady and was like, "Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?" And
Ugh, well,
obviously went with Patriots and she
he
put
has some
$1 million on it.
allegiance. Yeah.
Go Seahawks. Second most watched Super Bowl of all time. Last year's was the most watched with Eagles and Chiefs, which we know that Taylor Swift obviously grew a lot of the audience. Do we think Bad Bunny helped this or is football just getting more and more popular? But that's crazy to me.
Think just with the political climate, everybody's so polarized right now, and I think everybody was kind of viewing to watch Bad Bunny, in my opinion.
I definitely think he pulled in a lot of viewers, to your point, just with curiosity and just to see
Yeah. There was just so much
what went
talk
down.
about it.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like there was more hype around that than the Super Bowl in general. I mean, for the most part, you always hear
100%.
about Super Bowl parties and this and that and the sponsors and everything involved, and I just feel like you didn't hear, people's plans for the Super Bowl, which obviously we had fun together over at Adams. I just felt like in general, it was just not very hyped, and all you heard was about Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting, and the game didn't keep people watching, so I think everybody just stay tuned for Bad Bunny.
The papal prophecy is real. I know we talked about that before. Since 2005,
Oh,
Seahawks
yes.
have made Super Bowl every time the Pope was elected.
Being Catholic, that's a good stat. I like that.
I know. I love it.
Well, let's hope that Sam, if he stays at the Seahawks, they can win again next year and don't have to wait another.
I think they're the favorite or one of them. So that'll be
Fingers
interesting,
crossed.
but the storyline of Sam and that team in general, and I know as the spotlight shines and the teams are in Super Bowl, obviously more and more comes out. But what a story for Sam. And how did we never talk about Sam's
I
grandfather
had
being the
no
Marlboro Man?
idea. I literally texted my brother. I was like, "Is this real?" It was clearly like gone viral on Instagram.
Dick Hammer. Yes, claim to
It's a
fame. I
hell of a
mean,
name.
Yes, an Olympian, Olympic volleyball team in 1964. He started as a guard on the USC basketball team, where they reached a Final Four. In 1954, was an actor, the original Marlboro Man, and retired as a captain with the Los Angeles Fire Department. Who knew?
I mean, I think it's fitting because Sam was a badass basketball player. He played on my brother's team, varsity at San Clemente High School, shout out. And his sister was a really good volleyball player. I think she went to go play D1 as well. So that gives some light into
Runs in the
maybe why
family.
yeah, we're just basketball and volleyball on top of the football. So that's an athletic crowd right there.
I'll let you, enlighten us with Sam a little bit. It's just
Okay,
such an
well,
amazing story, such an amazing comeback story. Obviously, the first USC quarterback to throw a touchdown in a Super Bowl, so tell us some more.
I have some allegiance to him due to my brother being friends with him. Growing up playing sports with him, I also went to San Clemente High School and I also went to USC. I went to all the schools he went to, which is super exciting. So obviously have some allegiance there. But yeah, I mean, obviously USC, he had some injuries. He was a third draft overall, went over to the Jets, didn't perform well there. He had a lot of injuries, a lot of inconsistencies. I don't think his team was very good around him, so that doesn't help. He was then traded to the Panthers in 2021 before he went over to actually the 49ers in 2023 as a backup. I think a lot of people were losing faith during that time. The turnaround started coming. Following the season with the Vikings, he actually threw for 119 yards and 35 touchdowns, won 14 games. They actually traded him to the Seahawks, and that's where he
Best thing that could
ultimately
have happened
won.
to
I
him.
know, I know. Very excited for him. I think his resilience proves, how amazing he is, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Amazing.
All around a great story.
Great, great story. Some of the teammates, I love seeing more into the actual personal side of the players. So, linebacker for the Seahawks, Derek Hall, was born 4 months premature without a heartbeat. How terrible is that? So, the doctors gave him a 1% chance to live. And here he is now winning a Super Bowl. I saw a quote where he said, 1% of the world gets the opportunity to play football in the NFL, and I had a 1% chance of living. That's the definition of beating the odds. That's incredible.
I
So
mean,
now Super Bowl
resilient all
champion,
around.
overcame health issues, the fact that he was so premature, didn't have a heartbeat, and obviously had the strength and everything on his side to get to where he is. That's amazing.
Another comeback story.
Comeback story. And then Kenneth Walker the third,
Kenneth
his
Walker.
this was his dad's first NFL game to attend. Is that not insane?
I mean, he's gotta learn how to take a Xanax or something.
I know. He watches every game in Seattle, big fan, but he doesn't like crowds, so he chooses not to attend the games, and he decided that he was gonna step out and make it, and he did, and they won, so he chose the right one.
Maybe he's the lucky one, so
And from the sidelines, the Seahawks head coach, Mike McDonald, and Maria Taylor were classmates in high school in Roswell, Georgia.
talk
How
about
cool
small.
is that? Shared the biggest stage. He won a Super Bowl, and she was the first Black woman to present the trophy and host the post-game ceremony. Pretty impressive.
Creating geniuses out of Roswell, Georgia.
Roswell, Georgia. It is on the map. Yeah. And Seahawks were the first team in NFL history to go the entire postseason without a turnover and win the Super Bowl. And Sam had led the NFL in regular season with 20 turnovers. Talk about turning it around. They really just
Full story, yeah.
great for them. Celebrities at the Super Bowl. What was your favorite to see? Favorite gossip to come out of that? There were so many people there. Kim Kardashian, Lewis Hamilton, Kendall Jenner was dancing to her
Oh,
ex Bad Bunny, Roger Federer, obviously my fan favorite. Justin Bieber, Haley Bieber, Kevin Costner, Cardi B. I mean, everybody. What do you think?
okay, so a couple things. I think the relationship between Kim and Lewis is wild to me. I fully think that's publicity. Kendall Jenner, yeah, I saw Haley Bieber was like holding her during the Bad Bunny concert as like an emotional support system. I don't know. That was for just what I was reading up. Uh,
Daily Mail.
I love my Daily Mail. That's where I
One
get
and
all my
only
inside
source.
scoop. Goddamn. And then probably the most absurd celebrity sighting at the Super Bowl was, did you see John Hamm doing some dance moves to Bad Bunny? It
It
was
was unique.
probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever had like, seen in my life. I absolutely despise that guy. He's such a loser. So, yeah, and then obviously, like, Cardi B and Alex Earle and all those people were dancing in the halftime show. I didn't get that either, but yeah, there was a lot going on.
There was so much going on, and Alix Earle, I couldn't place this either because obviously I understand what he was trying to portray with the casita and everyone dancing and all these celebrities that he had invited that have, Latin roots. And that was Jessica Alba and David Grootman was there, and his wife is Brazilian. Obviously, he's a major Miami powerhouse, entertainment, sports, and all kinds of things, business. And he has a restaurant with Bad Bunny, and he is also behind Alix Earle's new Netflix show. So I think that that was more him because she had no reason being out there. I mean, I don't care that she was. Don't at all, but like she stood out as why are you there? And Jessica Alba kind of like snubbed her. She kind of like kept, trying to go over to where she was and she really wasn't paying attention to her. And then somebody tried to take a picture with Jessica Alba and she like kind of popped in. It's just so interesting to see. She definitely needs attention for sure.
Again, I kinda like Alex Earle. I think she's genuine and cute and just kinda hippity hoppity. I don't know why she was up there. She's also, I think, a
I
Trump supporter
have
anyway, so
I have really been trying to like her because you said that, like, she's down to earth. I've been trying to understand her more, I really have, and
it's not
now my
happening.
TikTok feed is, like, flooded with her, and it's not happening. Every single time I just dissect it, I don't know if it's the way she speaks or what it is. I think she's cute. I think she's not dumb. I think she's smart, obviously, going to University of Miami and has positioned herself well. She's not bad.
It's
She's
more than just a
well-spoken.
TikToker. Yep.
Totally. I will give her all of that. I think that her show will probably be better than a Brooks Nader that we've discussed. Like, that's just a train
That
wreck.
was
So, I mean
literally the most, pat or what was it?
I mean, that's just like a flash in the pan of like, I mean, it's just never gonna go anywhere. And she too,
Yeah,
where has she been? Where is she? No one he speaks of her, and she
that's
had
what I'm
her
trying to say.
pictures and, time with Tom Brady. And now it's funny that Alex Earle's stepping in with her time with Tom Brady and has her show coming out. But I just keep trying and I just can't get there. I just don't see it. But again, I like her more than others. But
2 seconds of fame. That's what it is. I think that
2
I was talking to
seconds
Brooks.
of fame. Okay, so let's dive into Bad Bunny, and we'll kind of backtrack a little bit. So February 1st, he wins 3 Grammys. Unbelievable for anyone to win 1 Grammy in their lifetime. 3 Grammys. February 8th performs at the Super Bowl, and just 10 years ago in 2016, he's bagging groceries at a grocery store.
I didn't know that. When did he date Kendall Jenner? Because I thought they were dating, like, in 2016, or is it just a couple
I think
years
it was a
ago?
little bit later, yeah, it was, just a
Mhm.
couple years ago, and, yeah, you'd see them all the time courtside at basketball games and here and there, and I don't know how, it seems like he's got a lot of girls everywhere. I don't know how serious that really was. He used to make comments that he doesn't wanna get married. Obviously, I think Kendall Jenner does. I don't know really much about that, but it seems like, that wasn't too long-lived. Prior to Super Bowl, he was getting so much heat that all of his music is predominantly in Spanish.
And
He
Espanol.
Espanol. He is from Puerto Rico, which
No
obviously is a
Espanol.
US territory, like, that's okay. That's you can't say that he's not a US citizen. Um, and he said one of his quotes was, "People don't have to learn Spanish, it's better if they learn to dance." And I kinda liked that. I was like, "That's pretty good." Like, just enjoy the music, you don't necessarily have to know what he's saying. But overall, I mean, what was that?
It was very interesting. I actually watched this meme today of this guy or this video of this guy that actually was singing his lyrics in English,
In
and
English,
it was
I
like
saw that,
you see that?
and they were terrible. I'm like,
They
"Okay,
were
he was
horrible. It
singing
was like multiple novias, like
yeah, got
girlfriends.
one girl today, got another one tomorrow, blah, 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 yeah, take them
Was
all to
that real?
VIP." Yeah, 100%, yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, so
Maybe
funny.
that's why he's glad that nobody knows Spanish in America.
Exactly. Well,
Uh,
then the other thing to that is, it's like, okay, maybe everyone's gonna have a good time, but filming was so and the all of it, the setup, everything was clearly filmed
Made for
for
TV.
a TV audience. It was not for people there. So, of course, my question is, how did it look to people that were there? And then, of course, you get the clips after the fact. And it just looked like a disaster of everyone behind the scene running around with the cameras, making sure it all fit. Like from the stands, it must not have looked good. And then my other question
No.
was, are people dancing? Like,
Nobody was
if you hear
dancing.
a good like rhythm, you'd naturally kind of like move to the beat, or you hope you would if you're having a good time. Nobody was moving. So I mentioned that, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, it's a corporate setting. People are," and I'm like, I disagree with that because also, guess what? What
Corporate
else was
setting my
corporate?
ass.
Exactly. What else was corporate was our friends at the Coldplay concert. That was that was corporate, and how that went. They got handsy. They weren't just dancing.
No.
So, if you're having a good time and you want to enjoy, you move to the beat a little bit. I think Kendall Jenner was the only one I saw dancing.
Yeah, I thought it was just all around interesting. Could you imagine being one of those trees?
No.
They were scurrying around, like, and then I watched a day in the life for, like, the day before the Super Bowl and everything, and they were giving their life update of the trees. It was hilarious. I don't know.
So funny, and then I saw all these TikTok videos of people in home goods, like, going through the plant section, like, holding the thing, and they're actually hilarious. You'll probably start seeing them too, like, poking fun, but so bizarre. I did like, his homage to Puerto Rico culture, this different cities where your Puerto Rican neighborhoods and influence play a part. In LA, New York, the bodegas, restaurants. The grass was obviously to show the, cane fields in Puerto Rico, climbing the telephone poles. I was a little bit confused by that, but that's about the numerous outages in Puerto Rico after hurricanes, especially, and that the government doesn't do anything about it. Um, Here's my thing about it. Him singing in Spanish is not the worst thing. He's won 3 Grammys. He's a US citizen. That is his language. He is one of the biggest artists in the world. That's fine. But then he's the one that takes the stage and makes it political. And he's
That's what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
show everybody
Yeah.
that these South American, Latin countries, Spanish speaking, and that, all need to be, no one's saying that those cultures aren't good. And if you're watching the Super Bowl halftime show to get your culture lesson from Bad Bunny on these Latin countries, we've got a bigger problem than Bad Bunny
Well, I think that's
performing
the problem with
at
Gen Z.
the Super Bowl. So that to me was where it kinda turned for me. I had no problem with him playing that is his language. Puerto Rico is a US territory. Very interesting to me how far he took it, let's say.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Spanish. I think it was him.
Mhm. Tried to make a bigger stance about it, and kind of made it look like it was a riff or a statement when there wasn't one that needed to be made other than he's a very talented artist, that's known worldwide, and he should have just gone on that platform and sung his songs and didn't need to take it
Make
so,
it
so far.
political. Well, then you got the other
Hosted
side. Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, then you
Go
got Turning Point USA hosting their, halftime rivalry show with all the Kid Rock and the country singers,
And they
which
had
again made
million
it work.
hundreds of yeah, 100
Yeah.
plus million viewers, but didn't also need to happen.
I think, yeah, they were fighting fire with fire.
There was so much going on. Hosted a real wedding. That couple was engaged in Oregon and I guess had invited him to Bad Bunny to their wedding, and then he in turn invited them to the Super Bowl. Could you imagine? And actually got married.
That was so weird. I thought that was fake. Those are real
Yeah,
people?
yeah, I guess so. And then turning over the Grammy to the little boy, for the next generation and kind of how he was, making dreams possible. I mean, some of it it was nice. And again, it's
He's
culture.
a
Like
visionary.
I'm the one that goes into Little Havana in Miami to get my Cuban coffee. Like I'm all about
Your empanadas.
the culture and what. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the person and not the actual, Espanol that it was, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I agree. The message. His outfit was Zara. Did you know that?
Zara kills it. He didn't look that good, but still, Zara
No,
has
but
some
I
good
thought that
stuff.
that was cool that he didn't go with what everyone, is wearing right now, a super high-end, trendy fashion label, but for it to be Zara, and then it was actually a tribute to his uncle that died. He died right after the 49ers lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, and he had always dreamed of taking his uncle to the Super Bowl. So he wanted to bring him with him and had his last name, which is the same last name as his mom, which is Ocasio, and then put his birth year of 64 on it. I thought that was kind of nice.
It's very unique.
Yes, part of his show message. Another thing that's so big for the Super Bowl is the marketing and advertising and how much companies pay for these commercials. It's just unbelievable. Always has been a thing. Um, but I feel like you even kinda heard less about that this year. I didn't fully pay attention to the commercials, honestly, but there were some good ones. My favorite was a Budweiser commercial, and it
I was gonna say
was
the Budweiser for sure.
yeah, I thought it was the best one, just the way it was filmed. Those Clydesdale horses are just beautiful. And it was this little baby foal horse, and,
With the hawk.
yes, and the hawk that hatched, it was a little and then it hopped on his back, and then the horse grows up, and then it turns into an eagle, and the eagle I mean, it was just very, very well done. I loved it.
No, that was absolutely my favorite one. My brother, fun fact, so he lives up in San Francisco, right? And he actually posted up at Perry's, if anybody knows, Perry's in San Francisco. The horses were actually walking around all downtown and they stopped in front of Perry's and he was able to pop out and took a lot of videos and saw it up close. They're pretty cool.
They're beautiful. They're just massive. And their little wagon that follows and their
Hmm.
Dalmatian, it's
They had
just
a
so cute.
Dalmatian. Yeah.
Yeah, they have it, mhm. They came here one time
Did they?
and I saw them, mhm.
Where'd they walk around?
They walked around the UT stadium.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, just beautiful. Can we talk about Super Bowl logos, which, by the way, the 2027 logo is out, so we're gonna have
I
to
saw that.
see if that colorway shows us who will make it. It's kind of have you seen it?
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, it's like the orangish
It's like Miami
sunset.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, orangish sunset and then the blue curling wave at the bottom. Super Bowl is going to be at SoFi, which is cool, on Valentine's Day. Oh, actually, it's airing on ESPN for the first time.
Oh,
Like you said, it looked like Miami. People are already saying that. Is it the Dolphins that are going to be
oh,
in there color wise? So we'll have to see. But logo wise, if you look back at the logos from 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s were like obviously beginner, very underwhelming as they were getting going. But 70s, 80s, 90s, those logos were so much better. Like they need to throw it back. Whatever this logo change was, um, for the
seemed like
2000s,
AI
it's
generated, I feel
exactly.
like,
I loved the old school ones were just so great,
where
and I
people
think they need
actually
to be
drew
brought back
them
up.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What was like, when you first got to do I think it was called word art. Was it word art where you could finally
Oh,
get, like, the fun fonts and, like, the block color
yeah,
text? Um, anyways, it kinda reminded me more like that style, but
I
just
agree.
much more creative than what we have now. I agree. So this is just too commercial, like, AI. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're spitting something into ChatGPT and telling them to come up with a logo, and that's what they got. No.
Everyone was in and out of San Francisco, one of the biggest aviation weekends of the year. Over 500 planes departed the Bay Area just after the game. 100 planes within 2 hours of the Super Bowl ending. There were 1,000 planes that had arrived prior to the game. That's a lot of logistics in and out, but it just
Yep.
shows how many people
That's how many
come and
rich
go for
people
that.
there
But
are.
that too,
Yep.
that too. But that is a wrap for the NFL season. Draft will be coming up quickly. Preseason always creeps up. I feel like at the end of summer. I don't even know why. I think it's so funny that they go to Disney World, but I think it's hilarious or
Oh, that's
Disneyland
cute.
to
Yeah.
celebrate.
The little
But that's
parade
cute.
and
Their
everything.
parade and
Yeah.
them riding in the Sam and the little teacup spinning around. It's just funny. It's funny to see.
Did you see him chefing it up at Raising Cane's as well in Seattle?
No, I didn't see that.
It was cute. He was working at Raising Cane's at the first Raising Cane's in Seattle or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
what the
cool.
relevance to chicken is, but it was cute. Brought
Yeah,
quite
they're
the
pretty
crowd.
involved in all the NFL stuff and
Yeah.
parties and sponsors. Winter Olympics. By the
There
way,
is
do
a
you
lot
prefer the
going on.
summer or winter Olympics?
I think they're just different. I think Winter Olympics has a lot more like extreme sports where summer has, like the basketball and like soccer, the more regular sports. I
Hmm.
think they draw different audiences for sure. But I like them both.
I like the winter just as far as the setting is so beautiful, in the
Yeah.
mountains and the snow. And I feel like there are less traditional sports that you really get to see more of.
I was
I
trying
just
to get
prefer
into
winter overall.
luging and curling, and I was like, "Oh my god, these are so boring." So,
Did
I
you
wish.
see Snoop Dogg
Oh
commenting
yeah,
commentating on this curling? He is so funny.
Yeah, no, he's a crack up for sure.
I love to see him hanging with the Jamaican bobsled team too. So
He
good.
knows how to have fun.
He really does. Opening ceremony. Those outfits, pretty incredible. I thought that Brazil, Mongolia, and Haiti had the best. The Brazil Montclair outfits were awesome. They really do. And Mongolia was like very traditional, very intricate, inspired by their prime raiding years from the 13th century. Lots of cashmere and detail. Zero medals in the history of the Winter Olympics. Poor
Oh, really?
Mongolia. Yeah, is
They
that not
probably put all
interesting?
their effort into their outfits. They look like little
Exactly.
elves, like
I
little gnomes or
know.
something.
I guess the cashmere company that did the line for them got like swamped with orders after it was released.
Okay.
But Hades were so cool too. Kind of reminded me of the style of the Brazil, puffer Montclair, but
Mhm.
just the most vibrant colors and kind of greenery and the big red horse. I just thought it was really beautiful art.
Yes, needs to step
Something
up their
different.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I guess Ralph Lauren can only do so much. They've got to keep to their
They keep it classy.
sleek look.
Yeah.
Yes.
No gnomes and
Um,
elves running around.
I know that literally. Leonardo DiCaprio's 27-year-old girlfriend is stunning. I really
First
had
off, have we mentioned that she's 2 years older than his typical?
that is something to note, everybody. 2 years older and at the ripe age of
It's the real
27.
deal.
Might
Anyway.
be getting closer. But Vittoria Soretti, I think you say her name, stunning. She's from a town actually 90 minutes away from, Milan. She brought out the Italian flag, and it was so beautiful. She was in this white gown, and then she was
Gorgeous.
lined by people wearing green, red, and white suits to make the Italian flag. Very, very tasteful and well done.
No, I thought that was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I knew she was Italian, but I did not know much about her. I actually didn't even know she was 27. But, yeah, she's stunning. That was very pretty.
She looks
And then
older
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
in a good way,
And
in a
yes, I
tasteful way.
agree. A tasteful way. Yeah, like an age appropriate,
Yes.
distinguished look. Yes. Mariah Carey singing in Italian. Who knew?
Didn't even know she spoke Italian, does she? Or did
Uh,
she just learn some
she
lyrics?
probably just learned like Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl
I would love to hear
singing
from a
in
true
Spanish.
Italian how well her accent was.
Uh-huh. Actually, one note on that. So Lady Gaga is singing, mixing that up into Bad Bunny's her dress she was wearing, salsa dress. We're back to this. Sorry, we gotta go back
No,
to
I
this.
gotta say one more thing on that one too,
Let's
sorry.
see. Go
'Cause
for
I
it.
don't even think we mentioned Lady Gaga.
Mm-mm.
Lady Gaga singing at Bad Bunny was Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids when she was, speaking Spanish to make her speech go longer in one of the when she was competing against the other bridesmaid or maid of honor. Do you remember? She's like,
That is
"Hola, lo
hilarious.
siento, muy bien."
That's amazing. That is the perfect reference. I also saw something so funny. It was like Lady Gaga should have at least sung Alejandro. Do you remember that song? It came out, like, when I was in college. It was like, "Alejandro,
Oh, yeah.
Alejandro, don't call my name," right?
Sense, yeah.
So funny. That would have been hilarious. It made me laugh. But her dress that she was wearing was from a designer in Brooklyn, and he was told that he was going to make a dress for Lady Gaga, but he had no idea it was for her to wear at the Super Bowl. So when he was watching and she had it on, he was, like, so excited, like, "She's wearing the dress, she's wearing the dress." He's like, "Nobody knew what I was talking about." And it was his dress. How cool would that be? Yeah, I like
I
that
love
they
that.
kept that kinda under the radar. Anyways, back on track. Mariah Carey singing in Italian, not on my bingo card. Did not know that. But Andre Bocelli, absolute legend. Nobody does it better.
Classy.
Love that guy. I wonder if so much of this ski fashion and trends and athletes repping the high end brands for their ski wear had to do with the Winter Olympics being this year. I didn't think about it before. And now I'm
That
wondering
is
if that kind of
interesting.
was like the catalyst
Yeah,
to that. It just seems
some
like this
Italian brands and things like that too.
yeah, but also just kinda, like, gearing up, like, the slopes kinda seemed like a runway, like Gucci, Prada, Brunello Cucinelli, Loro Piana, just all these big brands that really dove into ski this year. Um, and obviously, the culture for ski has always been there, opera's always been there, but now it just seems like the experience in general and the dress is almost more than the skiing itself, which I'm fine with.
I was gonna
I
say,
am more than
I
fine.
look fabulous, but I don't ski fabulous. So I'm on board for these great ski suits because it makes
I
me look kind of like look like I know what I'm doing.
and we'll just give you your bottle of Pinot Noir that's only for yourself, no
Perfect. Yeah.
sharing, and
Nope. It's got to
sit
be
by a
chilled.
fire.
Yeah.
Exactly. Put it in your little Yeti.
I'm the happy
Um,
camper.
I love it. The Forbes 2025 list of highest paid athletes, Eileen Gu. I didn't know who she
Horrible
was.
name.
Well, she's an Olympic freestyle skier, earns $23 million a year, and only 100,000 of that is from her sport. You don't? Okay, well, why don't you like her?
She gives me bad vibes. Like she grew up in literally San Francisco and wants to represent China. I don't understand it. She goes to Stanford too.
She does. She has massive appeal for US and China as far as marketability, high fashion model, Stanford student, extremely marketable. She did have the choice to represent US or China, and she did choose China. Her mom is Chinese, her dad is not. But her explanation to that was that she thought that there are so many US skiers, and it was a better opportunity for her to help grow the sport in China, since it's less popular as far as, athletes competing at such a high level. So I kind of thought that that was a good reason.
I think she should go back to China then.
Yeah,
And
and well, no,
sway people
I hear.
there. Like,
Right, and so she kind of obviously that was been something that's been brought up about her, and she kind of dodged it as like, "Okay, well, this isn't something, this isn't what the Olympics is all about." You're representing who you're representing, and that's that.
it's
But
just starting to piss me off. Everything's so political. It's like, come on, you live in the US, you go to school in the US, you're half US, like you represent the country you live in.
right, and I think that that's like we've talked about before about, like, Maria Sharapova wanting to, only represent Russia and things like that when they're born here or, she wasn't born, but, like, raised here since super young and they're still choosing. But, yes, I agree to some extent. She's very polished is what I like about her, and I do think she's very pretty.
Did you see her SAT scores? They were about perfect. So the
Yes,
girl's pretty intelligent.
she's very intelligent and very well spoken, and one thing she said was and I had never heard the term "third culture kid." Have you heard that?
I like their generation or what's their
No, third
culture? I don't
culture.
know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she made it up. I doubt it. She's probably very studied on this term, but I hadn't
It's a
heard
Gen
before.
Z
But
term.
she said, where you grow up, like how she did in the U.S., and you're really shaped by that experience, and she's so proud of being raised here and growing up here, and you absorb the language, you have the education, but then you also have the experience and how you're colored and shaped by your home life and your customs and your tradition and language, which may be different than the world that you're growing up in, obviously, and that's referring to her mom being from China, and she probably speaks Chinese at home and all that. So that she said that's where get the third culture, and she really likes to focus on whatever kind of world she's living in and dedicate. So I thought that was a really interesting way to put it rather than choosing, like, oh no, I'm only part of the Chinese culture and about living in the US, and not like saying that she respects and likes that the way that she's been exposed to things here growing up in the US. I thought it was a nice way of saying that. And then on the other
Yeah,
side,
going
did you
against your country.
see Hunter Hess, the guy from actually Bend, Oregon, of all
Oh,
places?
oh.
And he got under a lot of fire, and Trump obviously tweeted out immediately, "This guy's a loser." Blah, blah, blah. His
Well, he
tweets
should
just
on
cracked
the
me up.
US too. Like,
He did, but I just don't know why you're there representing whether you wanna represent China or you wanna represent the US or you wanna represent whatever country you're representing, you're there under that flag to represent. It's not a place for you to go make a stance that you're disappointed in some of the things going on, and everyone can have that sentiment, that's fine. I will say, he wasn't completely trashing the US. He just said he didn't like some of it, and he felt like he was wanting to represent for his family and his friends back home. That to me is a little bit removed, again, from
sir,
the
you
focus.
are not a politician. You have no stance to talk on anything.
Right,
I
I
mean,
agree. It wasn't the place to do it, and at the end of the day, you are there under the American flag playing for like, there shouldn't have been a question for anyone to say anything. Or that guy that, like, peed in the snow and was getting
Oh,
death
yeah,
threats. I
off
mean,
ice or something,
yeah,
yeah.
like, what in the world? Just leave it alone. Go
It's
play your sport. This is your time to shine. This is your time to show everyone what you do. Like, why do you have to even talk?
it doesn't
Just play your sport.
I don't know, it takes away from, yeah, the actual competitiveness about the sport,
Yeah.
so he
Colorado's
also backtracked
He did, of
on
course he
the
did, after he was getting death
statement.
threats and you're getting tweeted at by the president of the United States
He
saying you're
goes,
a
"Whoa,
loser.
whoa, whoa, I didn't
Yeah,
say
I love my country.
that. Go
Yeah,
USA."
so funny. He did turn it around quick, and I'm sure it's just totally harmless, in your interview, why do you even bring it up?
He was feeling
Um,
ballsy until Trump tweeted.
yeah, exactly. Colorado sent more athletes to the Olympics this year than any other state. I could kinda see that. Out of 97 total skiers and snowboarders, 27 of them are from Colorado.
I mean, I think that's a given, right? I'm from Southern California, I don't think there's a lot of top skiers because there's no really good mountains if you wanna drive to Mammoth, but there's no excuse.
No, I agree with that, but there's also Park City and Alta and all those mountains. You have Oregon, there was a skier from Minnesota. I didn't know that there were mountains in Minnesota. Did you know that?
Minnesota,
Yeah.
nope. I don't think I've been to Minnesota before.
You hear about the lakes, I just have never heard about the mountains, so unless I misunderstood, I thought that was an interesting thing, but, um, speed skating. That's another Winter Olympic sport that I love to watch.
It's intense. Talk about quad goals or whatever. Jeez. Thick.
Absolutely thick, strong, great butts. You gotta stay low. I mean, you gotta really build some strength. Francesca on her 35th birthday representing Italy, won the first gold of the Olympics for Italy. That's kinda cool.
Her birthday? What are
On
you
her
doing
birthday.
today on your birthday, Lauren?
Little
Are
happy
you
hour,
winning the
little
gold medal?
dinner. No gold medal for me today. Maybe tomorrow.
I have hope. I have high hopes. But
Thank you.
no, did you see what's Paul's girlfriend or fiance's name? Judah?
Yes, yes.
Judah. Okay. She set a world record, but guess who made it about him?
None other than our friend Jake Paul.
But did you see him? He was like crying, causing a scene, like making sure everybody saw him because he was just so excited that she had just set a world record and run the gold. But
Me
I thought it was pretty hysterical.
I know, but it was nice that he was there for her, and that's impressive. I mean, a world record is pretty good. I like that he was there supporting her because 'cause he's got his own stuff going too, you
His
know?
wrestling career.
She
I
was
hate
kind
him.
of getting some heat, for not going to the opening ceremonies and, like, watching it from her hotel room or something.
She's mentally
Um
prepared. She's about to go
Exactly,
set
she
a
was
world
setting world
record.
records. Yeah, you
God
can't be
damn.
out there at the opening ceremonies, get to bed. Uh, and poor Lindsey Vonn. You
God.
did choose to go to the Olympics with the torn ACL.
Which I think is a legendary move. I
I do
mean,
too, but you're also kind of asking to potentially get hurt or hurt something worse.
it's the risk you run, but I think it
And
speaks to her
she ran it.
character that she was willing, well, 13 seconds of it at least.
Yeah, at 70 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I mean, absolutely terrible. And if her dad thought it was should be her career ending, but that would be amazing if she came back and tried again.
I
41
feel
years
like
old.
she will be back for sure. I don't know.
I was really
She's
rooting for
just
her.
I was too, and it was literally she just got too close to the thing, you know?
Mhm.
She got caught in it, the fence or whatever. So I don't know if that was an ACL issue. I don't know if she was kind of, overcompensating one side and that's why she got a little too close, but it was very, very sad to see.
It
I
really
really
is.
for a lot.
I saw today that she had her third surgery, obviously thankful for all of her doctors and everybody, and just this massive contraption all the way up her leg, um,
I think they
keeping
make
things
those
in
things
place,
look
but
gnarlier than they actually are. They look like you're like swinging from the ceiling or something, when it's like up.
yeah, I
Like
don't really
what?
know how
So
this actually functioned or what it was, yeah, but I just if anyone to go through that, and then that snowboarder today that completely crashed and kinda caught an edge and really broke a lot of things. I hate to see that.
that's why I think again, I was saying like Winter Olympics are literally extreme sports. Like,
Mhm,
you're not seeing this kind of competitive injuries in the Summer Olympics. I don't know.
totally. And figure skating, people can say what they want. I think it
So
is
hard.
unbelievable to see the way that their feet and their ankles and their legs work is and the balance is unreal.
I mean, even this when they're duos, this their
Yes,
timing's perfectly together. It's really, really
they're in
impressive. I'm
sync
like, "You're
and
the
the
same person."
coordination exactly, and then lifting them up and not getting dizzy. Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, the husband and wife
Yeah.
team, unbelievable. Such a great story, both from Michigan, just so talented. And, I had seen the cutest little interview from both of their moms, and they had been it's
Oh.
crazy to see how long these pairs or these teams have skied together skated together, and they're still so young. So when they say they've been skating together for 15 years, they're probably only 25, you know? So it's for so long. But anyways, the 2 moms said that they had started training together, never were dating, and then years and years went on, and they won some big competition, and he was like, "I love you," and then still took a long time for them to actually date, and now here they are at the Olympics together,
Well,
crushing.
she always probably thought he was gay. Oh, no, I'm just
I
kidding. Sorry.
I hate to say it, but I try to, like, guess yes or no, but,
Their little
that
leotards.
one was exactly I loved watching them, and then, this Ilian Malinin, this
Holy
21-year-old from Northern Virginia,
hell of an athlete. Damn.
incredible, one of the
What's he
USA's
called? Like the quad king or something? What
the
is it?
quad god, of
Quad
course,
god.
yes. The first legal backflip on ice, insane. Mastered the
Uh,
quadruple axel, that's the only person who's ever landed that in competition in the world. Quad god, obviously.
I mean, that was absolutely insane. And did you see who was in the stands who absolutely went berserk when when he saw it?
Djokovic, she's like,
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, shit, that was impressive."
I mean,
What is
unbelievable.
he?
It's incredible to watch him, and he's I mean, just so young. And then another one, again, there's just so many storylines for all these athletes, but Max Naumov, super talented from Boston, and
Oh
both of
god.
his parents died in the DC plane crash last year that had all the skating people on it. Absolutely terrible. He had a picture with him of the first time he was ever on the ice, and he's standing between his mom and his dad. Just so sad, and he held up his picture, and he was like, "Every time on the ice, I feel them." He's like, "Things that, should be a twist, I feel like they're guiding me," and his parents were actually Olympians themselves. Just so tragic, and now he spends his time when he's not skating teaching young children how to skate, and he's like, "They helped me more than anything through all of this with my parents," and he's like, "More than they'll ever know," and then they, like, pan to the kids in Boston that he coaches skating, and they're all cheering him on. It was so sweet.
The story and obviously very unfortunate.
Terrible. These uphill skiers, let me tell you about
I didn't
athletes.
even know it was a sport. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. So I did know that learned that the heels aren't like clips like normal skis. So you
Yeah.
have like slightly more, but when I say slightly, I'm talking slightly more. Move like flexibility and move it. I cannot even imagine. They haul up those hills.
Did you see the meme where it was just like, "Oh, this is cheaper than a $300 ski lift. This is
Yeah.
obviously the way we're gonna go."
And they get up there quicker. I mean, they, like, fly uphill.
It's impressive with the
That is some
altitude and
strength.
the freaking lung capacity. God.
All yes, the other thing to that is that biathlon, absolutely nuts. Two-part sport, cross-country skiing and
I
target
thought this
shooting.
was fake.
It's
I
unreal.
was like, "What? Who made
But to
this
your
up?"
point about the altitude and all of that, they have to so quickly steady their heart rates to be able to make their shots because obviously they get penalized if they
Yeah,
don't make their shots at their targets. So you're hauling in cross country skiing and then you take your rifle and shoot your shot. I mean, next
that's
level.
impressive.
Impressive. Another sport that you don't really see ever or get to know about. And I also would love to know how one gets into that from a young age. Let me get my rifle shots and my
Get my
workout at
skis
once.
on, yeah, or
Pretty cool. Um, we will see how the Olympics finishes up, see which country takes home the most medals, but it's been super fun to watch so far. Back to our girl, Jordan Hudson. Can she just give it
give
up?
it up. Same. She's incredible. She knows how to put herself back in the spotlight.
Does not stop. So she was wearing, out with Bill Belichick, a T-shirt from the massage parlor where the whole Robert Kraft scandal took place. On the front, it was just the Orchids of Asia Day Spa logo on the front of her shirt. Sarah's obviously like, is this a snub at Kraft and the whole thing for, not getting their Hall of Fame? But what is she doing?
Oh, she's incredible. She definitely wants to make a statement with her outfit choices. Remember when she wore the necklace that said band on it?
Banned, that's what it was. Yes, an absolute statement piece. Banned, yes.
God
As
damn.
she should be. Yeah.
She should be. Yeah, she's not giving it up anytime soon. So
Brittany Mahomes was inducted to UT Tyler's Athletic Hall of Fame. Speaking of Hall of Fames, she played soccer there from 2013 to 2016. I think UT Tyler's looking for a check, if you ask me.
absolutely couldn't agree more.
I mean, gotta do it if they have a Hall of Fame, but maybe they just made it for this class because I feel like they're looking for something in return. But again, I will give it to her. She was a college athlete, did play Division One. There is something to that. But she is married to Patrick Mahomes.
I was gonna say, yeah, was she Hall of Famer status? I don't know. She's not
Maybe
in
for UT
me.
Tyler, yeah.
We're looking for some NIL money.
And why is she, amongst other wags, our favorite label, gracing Sports Illustrated? Does you being a wife of a football player make you ideal for Sports Illustrated?
Get how Sports Illustrated picks the people that they pick to be on their covers.
I just think they have
Because
so many issues. They just have to pick different groups of people. But we're on to
so
wags. Have we really
many.
gone that low? We need to
They're not even models. Like, they don't even deserve to be in these shoots. I don't know.
that's what I'm asking. Does it make you Sports Illustrated material because you are the wife of
No,
a football player? I'm going with
absolutely
no,
not.
but I will say Brittany looked actually better than the others, and that is a stretch. But
What an airbrush.
I know they should give us a try if they want to.
I think we would look amazing.
I
God
think we
damn.
would too. Give me the work that they get done, all the airbrush, all the
Makeup
spray
artists.
tan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hair, the whole nine. I think we'd
yeah,
look the most fabulous.
I agree. But that is really something else. When you think you've seen it all, we've got more from Jordan and more from these wags. The list for 2026 world's most profitable sports teams came out. Guess who's number one?
I'm gonna
America's
go
team.
Cowboys.
$629 million.
I mean, hell, he
They can
definitely knows
lose
how to
every
monetize.
game, they
Yeah.
can do whatever, and they still are number 1 of these profitable teams, brands. It's unbelievable.
Just like, what's more American than the Cowboys?
Yeehaw. Golden State came in at 409 million.
Good for them. Steph Curry, absolute legend.
That's a big number. I mean, Steph Curry, all in all, but I'm just as in the entire world, that's a big number for Golden State. And then
I
third surprised me.
oh,
Edmonton Oilers,
is that a hockey team?
a
I clearly
hockey
don't
team,
follow hockey, so
$244 million. Yeah, go hockey, go NHL. And then followed by LA Rams and the Mercedes F1 team. I just thought that was kind of a very interesting list of the top 5. A little bit of F1, a little bit of football, a little bit of basketball, and hockey.
yeah, I don't know how that hockey kind of fits in. I understand the rest of them, but the Oilers really surprised me.
Yeah, very interesting. Did you watch any of the waste management tournament?
I feel like unfortunately it was a little everybody was more focused on the Super Bowl, but I see all the highlights of the waste management in terms of not the actual golf playing, but the people that partake in the waste management. And let me tell you, they are wasted.
It is a
People are like
spectacle.
rolling around in the dirt. People are like falling asleep in the stands. It is. I saw one and it was just like, oh, it's just a bunch of memes of middle-aged white guys at Coachella or like thinking they're at Coachella. I don't know. It's an
Totally. And to see
interesting.
how early they get there, they line up at those gates at the wee hours of the morning to get to the 16th hole that where all the partying takes place. That is some dedication. You've gotta be committed to that process, and you're right. That is a for the as refined and as elite of a sport as golf is, that tournament
It's
really
elite.
you've always get, like, the streakers, the people going out into the pond to get on the ladder, like, what?
Did you see the streaker at the Super Bowl too, by the way? That was
Yes,
funny.
yes, and that guy, I guess, had tried it or done it before, and he even said how he spent $50,000 on the ticket and then, like, $20 on his disguise, I guess, and got
What
past
do you wear
security and whatever.
disguise?
Why do you
Like,
do
put a
I don't I'm
shirt
sure
on?
he no, I bet he probably dressed as, like, security to get past security, because otherwise they probably would've
Oh,
stopped
to get
him.
on the yeah, I was
Right.
like, there needs to
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
like, a streaker list or something, you know? "Hey, this guy's gonna streak." I don't know,
But,
but
like, for what? I just don't get
I
that, but
I don't, and he's probably gonna have to he's yeah, gonna be fined and have to go to court and all that fun stuff. I don't know
totally.
why you would do
Just
that.
again, for it just it makes no sense. Like, you're known as a streaker at the Super Bowl? Awesome. Good
What
job.
an
You're
asshole.
not hired. Yeah. Serena Williams looks like she might be making her comeback on Monday. She was listed on the International Tennis Integrity Agency website that she's eligible to return to competition on February 22nd of this year, which we kind of saw that coming from, I guess it was October-ish, that she had entered the pool and did all the testing. And if you're not planning a comeback, you're not doing that. So I'm speculating she will be back. And I'm sure she wants to show off her weight loss, the Ozempic dream.
Do you think
But
that'll make her better?
I'm not gonna say better because I think that age and everything else will come into play with that, and she's probably not training the way that she used to, but I do think that it would be very interesting to see her come back and compete against, like, a Sabalenka and see how far apart or not that they are. I mean, she is undoubtedly one of the best professional women's athletes in history. Like, she's extremely talented. Regardless of what I think about her in every single capacity
Yeah.
off the court, she's extremely talented. So I would really I'd be very curious to see her come back and compete. And again, age, time off, children, weight loss, just see how it all stacks up.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be definitely interesting because obviously weight loss kinda helps with your maybe mobility and things along those lines, but I feel like a lot of the power from her swings were from the weight, you know?
Right,
Her
exactly.
she's
She had a lot of
dense.
momentum behind
Yeah,
it.
she's
Exactly. Yeah. And she
dense,
was
so
so strong. You're right. So that'll be interesting to
interesting,
see.
for sure.
A little bit of basketball to catch up on, college, and then we'll wrap it up. But Texas women's got this would have been a good game for us to go to if I had been in town. But Texas women's got their revenge on LSU at home, 77-64. Pretty
How'd it go?
good. She was not happy.
A
There
lot of
was
heel
this
stumps.
Yes, there was this kid at the game holding up a sign for Kim saying, Kim's outfits ain't got nothing on me. Bless her heart, she's trying. He was like this young little kid, which I kind of thought was funny. And then the Texas women's basketball coach is kind of making headlines for her fashion, and it is not good.
Needs
I'm
a new
talking
stylist?
horrendous. I'm talking maybe she should hire L'Oreal Sarkeesian for her personal
Oh
shopper
god, that's
stylist.
gonna be horrific.
Wouldn't that keep it in the family? Um,
She needs to
no, I'm
collab with
talking
Kim.
horrendous. Leather, sequins, cowhide suits,
Ooh,
like patches on a suit that looked like varsity jacket patches, like Texas and stuff all over. I mean, just so bad.
I
Uh,
think that's trying too hard to be
Too hard to
Texas,
be
you know?
Kim,
Yeah.
and no one's gonna be Kim.
Cowhide suits, ugh, that's I haven't seen it, but I'm
Oh,
only
I'm gonna
picturing how
find it.
horrific it
I'm
is.
talking top and bottom, and even worse, I doubt it was actual cow hide, like fur. It was just like screen printed pattern, like that kind of
Oh
bad.
god, that's gross.
Yes. Horrendous. But anyways, then UConn women's has 20 straight 25-point wins, longest streak by any team in the country. That's pretty impressive. Like we said, UConn crushes.
I
They
mean,
know
they
their basketball program.
continuously crush. Gino will literally never slow down, so good for them. I'm not surprised.
Unbelievable. One of my better games I've watched this season was Duke versus UNC. Wild game. Did you see that the other night?
I did not.
UNC won. They came back after being down a decent amount and had their first lead of the entire game at the very end of the fourth quarter and ended up winning. Obviously, one of the greatest rivalries in basketball, the game was in UNC. I just love the back and forth and how into it everyone gets. But in the last 120 games, they're 60 for 60. And then the last 24 games, they're 12 and 12. Last 18 games, they're 9 and 9. And
Oh,
last
wow.
12 games, 6 and 6. As even and as wild as it gets. I mean, that is some pure competition.
It's yeah, a lot of back and forth there, but good for UNC.
Yeah, great for them. And then Kansas took down number
Oh,
1 Arizona, giving them their first loss of the season. There were definitely some tears on that court.
I was gonna say that U of A was probably very upset about that.
Very, especially from
But
Kansas, no
Kansas
offense. I mean, they're good, but
is
yeah.
good at basketball.
Yeah, they are for sure. Um, all right, everybody. Brogan, give us some closing wisdom today.
Some closing wisdom. Do you want me to sing you a
Wisdom.
birthday song?
In Spanish. If you can sing it to me in Spanish. You can sing it.
Bienvenida. Wait, what's birthday in Spanish? Dude, I literally had to take Spanish 5 times in school. Like,
Feliz
oh, yeah,
cumpleaños.
yeah, 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 that's what it is. Okay. Well, we need to get Bad
Love it.
Bunny up in here or Lady Gaga, somebody.
I'll let you brush up on your Spanish for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can sing tomorrow in Spanish.
No, there we go.
Um,
I'll memorize like Mariah memorized Italian.
love it. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. We will be back next week. Keep enjoying the Olympics and enjoy the rest of your day.
Ta-ta. Or was my thing ciao? I forget.
I
Ciao,
like
ta-ta.
ta ta. Ciao.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta for now. Woo.
Adios.